My name is Stephen Williams, and I am Stephen the Metallurgist. I have been interested in building things ever since I was young, and that eventually got me into metal casting when I was in high school. I got introduced to a cast iron art foundry, and I saw liquid iron for the first time, and my brain just about exploded. I was so excited. I wanted to learn more about it, and I got accepted to be a summer apprentice. It's Sloss Furnaces down in Alabama, and there I learned the artisan side of metal casting. Everything from making molds to making patterns to running furnaces and pouring the iron itself. I even ended up building my own furnace at the end of my apprenticeship. I knew that I wanted to be an engineer because I enjoyed building things so much. And so I got into the University of Alabama at Birmingham and started working on my engineering degree. And within a couple weeks of being at school, I noticed that they actually had a research foundry in the department. And I saw them pouring metal, and again, I was like a moth to the flame. I got introduced, I told them what I was doing, that I was melting metal in my backyard, and they offered me a position. So I started working in the research foundry while working on my engineering degree. We poured engine blocks, brake rotors, we did x-ray video, and solidification under pressure. And we solved real-world industrial problems, and so I got a lot of hands-on experience there. Once I finished my degree and graduated, I worked at a commercial foundry for about 6 years, manufacturing very large steel castings as well as non-ferrous castings. But it's always been a dream of mine to actually own and operate my own foundry. I do everything from making the patterns to melting, pouring, cleaning, heat treating, everything. I specialize in custom and very difficult parts. One of the parts that I just did recently was the door handles for a 1917 Studebaker, a 100-year-old car. The owner only had one door handle left over, and I reproduced the parts for him. I melt aluminum, cast iron, brass, and bronze, as well as some other low melting point alloys. And I like really complicated and custom parts. I can make little pewter sculptures, chess sets. I've done bottle openers, antique car parts. If you have the original car part, even if it's broken and in pieces, I can take measurements off of it. I have a CNC wood router. I can make a new pattern, make a mold, and cast a new part. Something that you would never be able to find elsewhere. I can also do some blacksmithing as well. I've helped Colonial Williamsburg pour a very large bronze cannon the original way. It took 3 days with a wood-fired furnace, and it was a really great experience, and we eventually got a good cannon. I can do heat treating and even glass casting. I've made several plaques. I want to work on getting to more and more complicated things like casting an engine block or a structural component to a vehicle. I also do demonstrations. I have a portable furnace that I can actually show up with molds and everything and actually melt aluminum on the spot, so that I can do shows for high school students or whoever really wants to kind of get a better idea of the process. Anything from engineering students to art students. I also do consulting. If you have a foundry or you're trying to make a certain part, so I could come in, take a look at your process, take a look at the defect, and find a solution. If a part's not strong enough, why? Or if it broke too early, why? And I can actually look at the crystal structure or the fracture surface and determine the cause of failure.